Hey guys, so guess what? I'm sitting here thinking, and my mind really totally got lost in some weird ass thinking. Because I'm thinking my boys are 16 and 17 now, and they're going to be starting to date soon. Because, yeah, I make them wait. Because I feel like this. You can start dating when you're old enough to take care of the babies that you might make. Because I'm not taking care of your kids. You were my kids. I took care of you. And then, when you get your ass out, don't bring me no new ones to take care of because I'm old and I'm not gonna. But that's not the weird crap that my mind got stuck on. My mind got stuck on the fact that, oh my gosh, my boys are getting ready to start dating. And it's a whole generation from when I started dating and when my girls, did their dating and boyfriends and now they've got families and kids, and thank goodness, because man, nowadays, if one of my boys brings me home a girl to look at, my first thought's gonna be, wow, she's either cute or she's Fido's ass. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Because I don't care if they're cute or ugly. If they treat them good, that's all I'm worried about. But that's not my second thought. My second thought was, is that even a real girl? And then you really got to think about that kind of stuff today. Because you know what? When I started dating, I knew the boys were boys. And they knew I was a girl. And when I married my husband, I knew he was a guy. And nowadays you don't know. And I don't want my son to be 20, 24, and on his wedding night discover that his wife is just as manly as he is. Now, can you imagine getting ready to consummate your marriage? I mean, I wouldn't even know what to do with that. I wouldn't. First off, my first thought would be to choke the crap out of her. It. I think this should be things that are discussed right up front. Maybe on the first date, that should be hey guy, I can relate to you because I used to be one. Thank you. We can be friends. We cannot be lovers. None of my children are gay that I know of because that's just not something I couldn't handle it. And I don't believe that parents of gay children should turn your back on them children or mock them children or bash them children. But I would not condone that action. And the reason I say that is because just religiously speaking, it is not something I can condone in my house. So here's the thing. I will not shame my children. I will not bash my children. But it is something I will not condone or accept or allow to happen in my house. I remember one time my daughter, she was grown at this point. She was 19, 20. And she had moved out and she was staying on her own, and she had her boyfriend staying in her house with her, and she wasn't married. But she came and stayed with me, and she brought her boyfriend with her. They came over for the night, and it just tore me up. It irked me. It just irked me to no end that they were unmarried and laying in the same bed. And so I just went to her the next morning and I told her, I said, babe, I cannot condone that. I'm sorry. I said, what you do in your house is your thing. I cannot condone that. And so I was like, I'm sorry. Now, the next time you and a male counterpart spend the night at my house, it will be your husband. And no, don't get me wrong now. My daughter's not a ho, 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 Merry Christmas type of girl. And so the guy that she was here with, nothing went on. But it just, because of my religious convictions, it just tore me up. And I could not allow that to happen again. Because the way I believe is, even if you're not doing wrong, you're not even supposed to give off the impropriety of doing something wrong. And that's kind of what I live my life by. And I would not allow, I don't like males coming to my house when my husband's not here. And when they do come here, I prefer that he deal with them. And that's just how I am. Now, I mean, when I'm talking about males coming to my house, I'm talking about people coming for the cable, people coming for, internet, phone service, whatever, that type of thing. And so, I'm recording. Hi, guys. That is my baby son. That's the one I'm talking about. That's one of them. He's 16. He's getting ready to start dating. When he's 18. Unless he's doing it right now behind my back, which he might be, because you know how kids are nowadays, guys. No. Tell that lie to the camera.
I don't have a girlfriend.
He right. He don't have a girlfriend. He probably got 2 or 3.
Oh, I'm not that type of guy. I got my friend sister with me. She needs an iPhone. I know we have a few we don't use. Would that be okay?
What she need an iPhone for? Why am I supposed to give her one? Well, her parents ain't got no job. I'm sorry.
Well, no, she, her friend dropped hers in the book.
I ain't got no phones to just be handing out for like
No, not Apple phone.
I'm recording this.
I know. Is it, hold on. Hold on.
Yes, we gonna hold on. See, this is what I deal with. Y'all wonder why I be thinking weird shit. This is what I deal with.
Will this be okay?
Why is she gonna go get it activated?
Yeah, she gonna do all that.
Okay, whose phone is this?
No one's, I don't think. We had that.
Whose was it?
Only yours or dad's. Cause your dad, you guys had that type of phone. It's dead.
Okay, well, this is what I need to do. I don't have a problem letting her have it, but what I do need to do is I need to charge it, and then I need to clear it. Make sure there's no text, no contacts, no nothing that I don't have her having a problem with. So let her know that I'm okay with her having this phone, but I do need to clear it. So I need you, she can have it tomorrow, and that you're going to clear it tonight and charge it and clear it.
Let me show her that. Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
Shut the door.
Well, I'm gonna come back.
I'm still recording. So anyway, I got to wonder, is the girl out there a girl? I'm saying this is what we wonder as parents nowadays. I mean, and why is my son hanging out with a little girl? Because he's supposed to be over at his friend's house right now. We're going to find out. All right, hold up. Come here. You on Candy camera. Why are you hanging out with the little girl?
No, she wanted to come with me.
And
she's my cat's sister.
And where's Drake? Your male friend that you're supposed to be hanging out with.
At Dad's house.
All right, so is her mama okay with her having that phone?
Well, she knew we came over here for it, so yeah.
Okay,
She said she know how to do that, but I told you wanted to do it.
Yeah, because I want to make sure she ain't reading through some shit she don't need to be reading through. Not to mention, I got to see if I even got a charger for it, because I'll give her the charger, too, because we don't even use this kind of phone.
I don't think we have one. We might.
Well, if we don't, then she ain't getting that phone.
Well, unless you wanted to learn whole sauce so we can give it back tomorrow.
Okay, well, here's the deal. Somewhere around here I've got a charger. I think I just saw one in the bottom kitchen drawer. But, okay, you know how I feel about you and little girls hanging out together, so.
Oh, yeah, she said wanted to come and see.
How old is she?
Like, she's gonna be turning 12.
Yeah, she looks young.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'm okay with her having that phone, but I want to clear it myself.
Okay.
Because I think it was an adult phone, and I don't need her reading through my text or daddy's text or, you know what I'm saying? So tell her she can have it, and don't come knocking on my door at the ass crack of good morning. Tell her she'll get it when you bring it to her tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah. Can I get back at 5 because you're awesome?
I am awesome.
I know, right?
I guess you can come back at 6, but don't ask for no more time after that. And 6 o'clock gonna be dinner time.
Okay.
And don't bring nobody with you. Did you ever find out that boy your food?
Huh?
Did you ever find out?
Oh, no,
I'm gonna
he's
talk
good.
to you about that later because I don't want that on film. But
He's good.
is he okay? You sure?
Yeah. Guys got tons of food.
That don't mean he does.
Oh, he always over there.
But that his family ain't. So just because he eating don't mean they eating. But we'll talk about that later. If they need food, we'll get them some.
Okay.
All right. I love you. Y'all be careful going back.
She wants to know if you can put this in the phone after you're done cleaning it. This is herself for the last one.
Okay, well, just tell her to hold on to it, and once I give it to her, she can do all that. Because I don't want to mess around and mess it up accidentally.
Oh.
All right, love you guys. So y'all get to see some real life of what goes on in my world. Because that was not rehearsed, staged, or planned. And I'm still trying to hear him out on my porch. But anyways, what I was saying was I was sitting here and I'm just thinking that, you know, nowadays you don't know what the heck you're getting. And if my baby came to me and told me he was gay as all get up, I would be disappointed. I would not think it would have anything to do with me as a parent, but I would be disappointed that he chose that because in my view, to me, that is something that you choose. And, well, she is young. Anyway, they just went riding past my window. But anyways, you know, it amazes me that these young girls out here, and that's what I don't get, because I think that is a choice. But I think when it comes to these children, I think it is more the parents' choice, because my son, my oldest son, when he was little, and that one too, that one that you just saw, now he's 16, the other one's 17, and when they were little and their sisters were, you know, younger, they would play dress up all the time. I mean, all the time. And they would get the boys, they would get their nails done, they would get their hair done, and I walked in and I got this somewhere. My oldest was then, he was probably about, I want to say 5 or 6, but he might have been a little younger. He might have been 4 or 5, but he was a little bitty thing. And I walked in one time and he had his brush and he was just going to town singing in the mirror that he was every woman. He's like, I'm every woman. And I recorded it because it was the cutest thing. And somewhere to this day I still have it because I'm going to show it to his wife one day. But anyway, I'm just saying, yeah, it never once crossed my mind. And he loved his baby doll. And you know what? To this day, he still likes My Little Pony, and he went through it in phases. And my other son likes different things too. And I never thought any of this stuff was gender specific. I never thought, oh my God, my son likes the freaking My Little Pony. He must be gay. And I never thought once to put him in a dress, though. He would dress in his sister's clothes, you know, when they were doing the dress up and the makeovers and stuff. But this this was things kids did, and I didn't think nothing of it. My girls played with trucks, my boys played with dolls. I mean, you know, I didn't know that toys were gender specific in that they had to do this, that, or the other, or they were gay. And to this day, that one there, I have to watch him because he's the one that's gonna have a girlfriend or two. And he'll come lie to my face, no, mama, mama knows. But I just, you know, I don't understand how a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 8-year-old, a 12-year-old girl can relate or feel like or think they're a boy. How the hell do you, man, look, I'm 47 and I couldn't tell you what I can't relate to my husband being a man. What the hell? I don't know what it's like to get my bollywallies caught in the zipper. I don't know what it's like to sit on my walnuts. I don't have a clue as to what it might be like to have to shave my face. I just don't have a clue. And they can't tell me. They can't tell me they have any clue, any idea, any inkling of a thought as to what it might be like for me when I'm on my period, and the cravings and the mood swings and the bullshit that hormonally and physically that I'm going through. They don't have a clue. They can't relate to that. How the hell you gonna relate to that? What the hell? How did you relate to that? Explain to me how Sir Johnsalot is going to relate to some female that's pregnant or on her period. Now, I don't care how many medical schools you go to, how many diplomas you done got, you can't relate to that. But like I'm saying, okay, back to what I was saying before my son came in. I'm just curious as hell because my mind gets lost in this kind of stuff, guys. It's like when he brings home this girl, am I literally going to have to ask him if he checked? I mean, how can we be sure? Because, and I'm speechless, but I'm not crazy. Because let me tell you something. The show Jazz depicts her as being a female or dressing as a female since she was 3. So that means if your children are dating at 16, 15, 16, 17, there is a good possibility. It's not just an adult thing. There is a good possibility that, you know, if your son comes home with Jazz, you got to freaking wonder. She's the cutest thing since sliced bread. Is she a real girl? Or is she packing as many family jewels as you are, son? And you got to wonder. My mind gets lost in these things because I don't even know. I'm at a loss, guys. I'm at a loss because out of all the things you want to ask your son is like, well, does she make you happy? You know, is she good to you? Does she listen to you? Y'all aren't violent with each other. You know, I've raised my sons all their life to know that they can't lay a hand on a girl because I would beat the shit out of them. And when I'm done with them, their daddy gonna get them. And you know, they're not allowed to mistreat women. And so, you know, on the other hand, I need to know that she's not hitting you or mistreating you. Because if she is, then she ain't the one. But along with those normal lines of questioning, do I have to ask, is she a she, or is she used to be a he? Is she still a he? Slash these things. Does the S fall on the other side of the line, and is she he? It's scary because it's like, do I need to take her in the bedroom and check? Does mama need to verify that for you? It's like, you got to wonder. Now, here's the thing, and I was getting into this a little bit a while ago too, is if my son came to me and said he was gay, I would not shun him in any way. It's no different than if my son comes to me and says he wants to smoke cigarettes. Now, I smoked cigarettes for 30 some odd years, and then 6 years, going on 6 years now ago, I quit. And so it's been over 6 years since it's going on 6 years since I've had a cigarette. But let me tell you, if my son came to me and said, that he was smoking, and I would be disappointed, and I'd let him know I'm disappointed. And, if he came to me and said he was, and I wouldn't condone that he was smoking. I'm not giving him money for cigarettes and things of that nature, and he wouldn't be allowed to smoke in my house. My oldest daughter, she comes over and she smokes out on the porch, and if I do give her money for cigarettes, she has to pay me that back. And there's things I give her money for that are absolutely necessary, and I don't mind giving her that money, because that's what family's for. There's been times she's given me money, right on up to, she brings me milk when I needed it, and she'll buy me some eggs and milk, and she's taking me out to dinner, and it's all great, and but I'm not condoning her smoking, because smoking is terrible for your health. And if I buy her cigarettes, she's got to pay me back, because I'm not paying for the cigarettes. Well, I feel the same way if my son comes to me and tells me he's gay. I would be disappointed, because that is a choice. See, we can feel, and people go, oh God, no, it's not a choice, and you don't know how I feel. I don't care how you feel, because there are so many things that I feel like in a day, and I just don't act on them. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels things in a damn day and don't act on them. How many of y'all feel like you want to punch your boss in the face, but you don't? How many of you feel like you want to walk off your job, but you don't? How many of you feel like you want to go rob the bank, but you don't? How many of you want to choke the shit out of your kid for interrupting your video, but you don't? There's a lot of things we go through and feel in a day that we don't act on. So just because you want to, hell, I got baby dolls that I play with, and sometimes I feel like they're real dolls, they're real babies, and I love them, and I want to take them for a stroll to the park, but I ain't. Maybe I should, and then my neighbors will know I'm crazy and leave me the fuck alone. But anyway, that's a whole nother video. I'm just saying, there is things that we all feel in a day that we ain't acting on. I have yet to high five people in the face with a Mack truck, and there's plenty of them I felt like have needed it over the years. I just want to your ass in the face with a semi, 18-wheeler truck, just, because you that stupid. But you don't act on everything you feel. You don't act on every notion you get. And if my son was to come to me and go, Mama, I'm gay, and here's my boyfriend, your boyfriend's not allowed in my house, I'm sorry. And I personally want nothing to do with your boyfriend. Now, you will always be welcome in my house, and you could come over for Christmas, and you can come over to visit, and you come, and I will never again ever mention the fact that you're gay, and we never have to discuss it, but your boyfriend is not allowed in my house. And it's nothing personal to him. I don't care who, he could be the greatest guy in the world. I am not condoning those notions for either one of you. And I would hope his family would treat you the same way. I would hope that his family would not take you in and embrace you and accept you for who you are, because it's such crap. Because nobody's embracing child molesters. Nobody's embracing cannibals. Nobody's embracing, rapists, and that's who they are. So why are we embracing, why is it man has decided that they can not only pick and choose what sins they're going to accept, but they're going to force it upon those who choose not to accept it? And if you don't, then you're a phobe. And go check out that video, because I've already done that. Phobophobe, you're a phobe, we're all a phobe, fuckophobes, whatever. But it just, this is the kind of shit my mind gets lost in. And I tell you what, I don't even know what I'm going to entitle this video, but I'm just saying, it probably have something to do with, figuring out what your teen's dating. But you gotta think on this, guys. I mean, if you've got kids that are gonna be coming up on the dating scene, you gotta wonder. You gotta wonder. Because nowadays, you don't know. Everybody's going jazz happy, and jazz-a-laz, sloop-a-slab. You could sue me if you want. I don't give a shit. You put your business out there on my TV, I'm entitled to my opinion. Now, I've said nothing here to bash on you, degrade you, or whatever. And you know what? I don't even blame you. Personally, I think it's all about your mom and her Munchausen disorders, because I think when you're 3 years old, you don't know what the hell. When you're 2, 3 years old, you don't know. You don't know. And when the adults in your life wanna whatever, I'm not even gonna get into that one. I've said this ever since I've seen the first show, and I don't keep up with her show. I don't keep up with Jazz's show. It's on TLC, and I've watched it a couple times here and there, and to me it just really seems all about the mama. You very rarely see, bits and pieces. You might see Jazz doing something, and very rarely do you see the brothers, and very rarely do you see the husband. Mostly it's about the mama talking about this, and the mama doing that, and the mom wrote a book, and the mom was famous, and the mom, fucking mom. So, and then after you get past the mom, then it's all about, my Munchausen. My munch. So anyway, yeah. I just, if you've got kids coming up on the dating scene, maybe it's getting to a point and before, because trust me, my kids can't date, like I said, until they're 18, because at 18, you're an adult, which means if you go out there and make a kid, by the time the kid won't be here until you're 19. At 18, 19, you're old enough to have a job, move out of my house and go support it. My children are not allowed to date at 16 and 15 and all that, because I'm not having, and if you do, if you sneak behind my back and do it, then you still gonna take care of it yourself, because that ain't mine, and it'll be my grandkid, and I'ma love it. I ain't supporting it. That ain't mine. I'm getting too old for that shit. I'm not starting over raising other people's kids, and I'm not doing it. I know they got a lot of grandparents out here that had to go back to work, come out of retirement, they taking care of little bitty kids. I ain't doing this shit. I got babies. 2 of them. They're reborn dolls. That's the only babies I'm gonna have for the next, I don't know, until my kids have grandkids, and then That's a wrap on it. They could stay here for a minute and then they going home because I ain't taking care of them. They not mine. No. But I'm just saying, if your kids are coming up on that scene, you might want to do some investigating. And even that might not tell all. So I would just suggest to your kids, like I've suggested to mine, before you say I do, you might want to check that. Now, I'm not saying go have sex outside of wedlock. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying have sex before the wedding night. But you might want to have that discussion. And you definitely might want to check the plumbing. I'm just saying. I've straight told mine, if there's a lot of scars around the plumbing, you might want to verify those scars with childhood medical records and make sure, you know, I don't know. It's a different time. It's a different time, people, and you want to make sure that you're getting what you set out to get. So I'm going to wrap this one up because people are moving around in the back, and I'm sure y'all don't want to meet my entire family. And I think I've dipped enough into the crazy lost thoughts of mine for one day.